Teen Titans Go! Thrive on chaos and comedy, but the real stars are its villains. Goofy, creepy, and downright terrifying. From pie-throwing grannies to demonic overlords, these baddies make every episode unforgettable. Here's where they all rank. We start right at the very bottom, with villains who barely qualify as threats. Take Gizmo, for instance. He's a tiny tech genius zooming around in his little flying chair, constantly bragging about how brilliant he is. Sure, he's got gadgets, lasers, and inventions that should make him dangerous, but every single time, the Titans stomp him flat. He's more irritating than intimidating, like a buzzing mosquito you just want to swat away. The rest of the H.I.V.E. 5 aren't much better. Mammoth has brute strength, but he's slow, clumsy, and rarely wins a fight. Seymour's eyeball helmet gives him an arsenal of powers, yet somehow, he always manages to waste them. Billy Numerous can create an army of clones, but when every clone is as useless as the original, it doesn't make much of a difference. Together, they're more comedy than catastrophe, tripping over each other while the Titans barely break a sweat. The only one who ever stands out is Jinx, the unlucky leader who actually has brains and a bit of style. Unlike her teammates, she shows some real growth, eventually switching sides to fight with the Titans. Still, as villains, the H.I.V.E. 5 remain at the bottom of the pile. They're a nuisance, not a nightmare, annoying speed bumps on the Titans' road to real battles. Then there's Control Freak. He's one of the funniest bad guys in the whole series. Instead of fists or fireballs, his weapon is a TV remote that can suck the Titans into random shows and movies. One moment, they're fighting in a cooking competition. The next, they're trapped in a soap opera. He's ridiculous, out of shape, and not threatening at all, but his creativity and meta humor make him unforgettable. He constantly breaks the fourth wall, mocking superhero tropes and pointing out cliches the audience might not even notice until he mentions them. In many ways, Control Freak is less of a villain and more of a parody of fandom itself, embodying the idea of a nerd who desperately wants to be part of the action. Another oddball is Mother Mae-Eye. On the surface, she's just a sweet old grandma baking pies. In reality, she's a witch who enchants her desserts to trap the Titans in her twisted family. It's creepy, but let's be real. If Beast Boy and Cyborg ever learned to resist dessert, she wouldn't stand a chance. Her power lies in comfort, manipulating the idea of home, warmth, and food into something sinister. That's what makes her so unsettling. She doesn't attack with brute strength, but with a twisted version of love and nurturing. Against superpowered teens who thrive on independence, that suffocating motherly control becomes a nightmare in its own right. The villains start to feel more dangerous with Blackfire, Starfire's older sister. She's powerful, manipulative, and constantly jealous of Starfire. Their sibling rivalry makes her appearances intense because it's not just a battle of powers, it's personal. Blackfire doesn't just want to defeat the Titans, she wants to humiliate her sister. Every time she shows up, the emotional tension skyrockets because Starfire isn't just fighting another villain, she's fighting a family. That's a wound deeper than any punch or blast of energy. What makes Blackfire so compelling is how she mirrors everything Starfire could have been if she'd chosen selfishness over kindness. Where Starfire is pure-hearted and loyal, Blackfire is cunning and ruthless, using charm only as a weapon to manipulate those around her. She knows how to twist emotions to her advantage, often isolating Starfire and turning others against her. That personal edge makes their conflict unforgettable and adds real weight to the Titans' battles. And then there's Santa Claus. In Teen Titans Go, he's no jolly gift giver. Instead of spreading cheer, this version of Santa is a holiday tyrant armed with candy cane weapons, toy-based gadgets, and whole armies of loyal elves who follow his every command. He isn't satisfied with Christmas alone. His greedy plan is to seize control of every holiday, turning celebrations into one giant empire under his rule. It's a wild twist that flips the childhood icon into something surprisingly menacing, with the North Pole running more like a fortress than a workshop. What makes him unforgettable is the absurdity mixed with real threat. The Titans aren't just battling a silly gimmick villain, they're fighting a legendary figure who has gone completely rogue. Only in Teen Titans Go could Santa Claus rise to the level of a legit villain, delivering chaos instead of presents. Among the villains who truly stand out, few are as dangerous as the Brain and his partner, Monsieur Mallah. The Brain may be nothing more than a disembodied organ in a jar, but don't let that fool you. With his advanced intelligence, ruthless planning, and cold pragmatism, he commands the notorious Brotherhood of Evil, a group designed to destroy the Titans and spread chaos across the globe. Mallah, his loyal gorilla companion, balances brains with brute strength, serving as both enforcer and confidant. Their bond is oddly touching, yet chilling, since their shared vision of conquest makes them a near-perfect duo. Then there's Brother Blood, who raises the stakes far beyond brute force and clever schemes. He's not funny, he's not clumsy, he's chilling. As a manipulative cult leader, he wields hypnotic powers capable of bending minds and breaking wills. His sinister charisma makes him one of the most frightening adversaries the Titans face. A villain who doesn't just want power, he wants absolute devotion. Ultralex stands out too. Brooding, intense, and undeniably powerful, he's the kind of villain who doesn't waste time on jokes or theatrics. Unlike the comical enemies the Titans often face, Ultralex brings an energy that instantly changes the atmosphere. When he appears, the tone shifts from lighthearted antics to all-out danger. Every move he makes feels deliberate. Every strike carries weight, and the Titans know there's no room for mistakes. Ultralex forces them out of their comfort zone, pushing them to fight with every ounce of skill and determination just to survive. He's not a constant presence, but that's what makes him so memorable. When Ultralex shows up, it's an event. He transforms the battlefield into a test of endurance and strategy, stripping away the humor and reminding both the Titans and the audience that true villains don't play around. His presence alone demands respect, and his battles leave a lasting mark, proving he belongs among the most formidable foes in their rogues gallery. But even these strong villains can't touch the top-tier threats. That's where we find Slade, Ravager, and Trigon. Slade is one of the most iconic villains in the Teen Titans universe. He doesn't have superpowers, but he doesn't need them. His intelligence, combat skills, and ability to manipulate make him terrifying. In Teen Titans Go, the Titans are constantly paranoid about him, even when he's not around. His presence looms so large that just the mention of his name gets everyone nervous. Slade proves that the scariest villains aren't always the ones with lasers. They're the ones who can outthink you at every turn. Ravager, often tied to Slade, brings a very different kind of fear to the Titans. He isn't flashy or comedic, he's cold, skilled, and absolutely lethal in combat. Unlike goofy villains like Control Freak, Ravager doesn't waste time with jokes or distractions. He strikes hard, fast, and with precision, making every encounter feel like life or death. His training and discipline set him apart from the usual chaos the Titans face, and his calculated approach makes him one of their most efficient enemies. What truly raises the stakes is his connection to Slade. On his own, Ravager is already a nightmare, but under Slade's guidance, he becomes even more dangerous. A soldier with purpose, direction, and an edge sharpened by one of the deadliest villains in the series. Together, they form the perfect balance of brains and brawn. Every fight with Ravager isn't just a skirmish, it's a brutal test of survival for the Titans. And then, towering above them all, is Trigon. Raven's demonic father is the ultimate disastrous threat. He's massive, cruel, and filled with dark magic. Trigon doesn't just want to beat the Titans, he wants to enslave the world and drag it into darkness. His battles with the team are some of the most intense in the show, especially when he forces Raven to confront her own inner demons. At the same time, because it's Teen Titans Go, he still finds ways to be sarcastic and petty, making him both terrifying and hilarious. He is easily the most powerful villain the Titans face. Of course, Teen Titans Go! It wouldn't be itself without the weirder villains sprinkled throughout. Dr. Light with his obsession with lasers, Killer Moth with his gross insect powers, Plasmus, the giant slime monster, and even food-themed villains like the Sandwich Monster all add to the comedy and chaos. They might not rank high in terms of power, but they make the battles unpredictable and fun. And that's what makes the villain roster so special. From the weakest nuisances like Gizmo and Control Freak, to the creepy manipulators like Brother Blood, to the iconic legends like Slade, Ravager, and Trigon, Teen Titans Go! Covers every possible type of bad guy. Each one brings its own flavor, whether it's silly, spooky, or downright disastrous. Come to think of it, who's the ultimate winner of the Battle of the Baddies? That depends on what you value most. For comedy, Control Freak takes the crown. For creepiness, Brother Blood stands tall. But for pure fear, skill, and power, the top spots belong to Slade, Ravager, and Trigon. They're the villains who push the Titans to their limits and remind us why the heroes have to stay on their toes. What if all these villains really did battle each other at once? Would Gizmo's gadget stand a chance against Trigon's dark magic? Could Control Freak trap Slade in a reality TV show? Would Santa Claus and Blackfire form an evil holiday alliance? The chaos would be endless and the laughs even bigger. Who's your favorite Teen Titans Go villain? And who do you think would win the ultimate battle of the baddies? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more, and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching.